What is going on, everybody? So right now we're going to do another still worth it video in 2018, and it's been a minute since I did one of these, and we're kind of getting to the end of the year, so this is going to be kind of interesting because for a lot of the phones it really is dependent on the year because of software versions and everything, but this specific phone stopped getting software versions. So we're going to be taking a look at the Moto X 2014 and seeing how it holds up 4 years later in 2018. Now this phone is actually kind of interesting because this and the Nexus 6 were some of my favorite design phones at a certain time. Before we went all bezel-less and everything, this phone was one of the main phones that didn't have much bezel around it. And the reason I liked it so much was not only because it had a huge 5.2-inch 1080p screen, but because the screen was AMOLED as well. And it looked so nice with the small bezel and the huge screen. It was such a nice welcome surprise at a time where we still had huge bezels on phones. Now this phone did come in a couple of different variants. The back was one of the more interesting parts because some had bamboo, some had some other designs too. This one, the one specific I have, is leather, and I like it, but at the same time I don't really like it either just because it feels a little squishy and it looks pretty dirty from a distance, and even up close it's pretty dirty. But really everything else seems still pretty solid. I like the power button itself, but I don't like the placement of it. I wish it was on the other side of the phone. And there is no fingerprint sensor on this, which is kind of weird, but it was in 2014, so not a lot of phones had it at the time. But at the same time, like the iPhone 5S had it in 2013, I feel like they could have done it in 2014. Another weird thing about this phone is that the headphone jack up top is like dead in the center of it, which was the same way on the Nexus 6. And I just find it funny, like at least it has a headphone jack, but middle headphone jacks just seem kind of funny to me. Now going a little bit further, this phone actually came with Android KitKat 4.4.4. And right now it is upgradable to Android 6.0, but I was not able to get mine to update to 6.0. It was stuck on 5.1. But as far as I know, you are able to root it and custom ROM it. And I am going to start posting these videos on my second channel, so I will probably root and custom ROM this to as far as I can go. I don't know if there's an Android Oreo ROM out for it. There's definitely not an Android Pie ROM for it, I don't think. But if one of those ROMs ever come out for it, I'll post a video on it. But I'll probably post a Nougat ROM video. I think there's a Nougat ROM out for it. So I'll post one of those up on the second channel, which is Lo-Fi Alpaca. It is linked in the description below, so you guys can go check it out. I'd recommend you guys to subscribe to it. But yeah, basically whenever I root a phone or anything, I will probably try to post the videos on that channel to show you guys how well it runs and everything. But on this specific version of Android, it really isn't that bad at all. It seems pretty solid. It had a Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 chipset, a quad-core CPU clocked at 2.5 GHz, an Adreno 330 GPU, and 2 GB of RAM, which is pretty decent, you know, not amazing specs, but for 2014 it wasn't that bad. And this phone at the time wasn't priced extremely high. It was fairly expensive, but it wasn't like amazingly crazy high. And I would definitely say performance is not the best thing on this phone right now, but it's definitely not the worst. One interesting thing is that depending on the game, it actually games fairly decent for being a 2014 phone. Simple games. Temple Run works perfectly fine. Dead Trigger works perfectly fine as well, and Real Racing 3 is perfectly fine. Even it's not amazing. It's choppy for sure. But when you consider in the year and the Android version, everything, it really isn't that bad. Could I play it? Yes. Will I enjoy playing it? Probably not, just because it is pretty glitchy. But all things considered, it's really not that bad of a device in terms of performance. Now going a little bit further, this phone had a 13 megapixel camera. It was a single camera, but I like the design of it because it had dual flashes and they were both on each side, which is pretty interesting. I think this was the first time I ever seen something like that at the time. And I like the design of the camera. I like 13 megapixels a lot, but I don't think it's that good of a camera if I'm being honest. It can shoot 4K videos. It can shoot 1080p videos too. No 60 frames per second options. And I mean, overall, I just don't think it has that good of a camera sensor. At the time, I don't think the Nexus 6 either. I believe they shared the same camera or something like that. And it just wasn't that good of a camera. It just seems very washed out. The videos don't seem that good either. It can definitely take photos, but it's definitely one of the weaker aspects of this phone. It also has a 2 megapixel front-facing camera. You can do with it whatever you want to, but I would not be caught dead with this camera. I don't know, guys, that's our first time I ever said that. It's so embarrassing. That's of the 2014 Moto X camera, and as you can see from this camera, honestly, it doesn't look that bad from the viewfinder, but I mean, it just seems a little bit weird. I know it's 13 megapixels. I know it's supposed to be amazing. Autofocus does seem like it takes a second, as you can see. It seems like, you know, like I'm zoomed in here, it focuses, but when I come out, it still seems like, okay, now it's focused. That's definitely one of the worst aspects of this. I mean, it's not horrible, I would say, but it's definitely not the best part of this phone, 100%. Especially something like when you have a Galaxy Note 2 that came out a long time ago, even earlier than this phone. And this, I would say this camera is better than this one. This wasn't able to shoot 4K, I don't think. This one is able to shoot 4K, but I'm not in 4K right now. But you can see, I mean, I'm in pretty good lighting conditions. If I go to something like this blue and I put this phone over it, it just seems like it has a hard time like connecting with the black. okay, so you can take a photo while you're taking a video, but still, I just give this like a más o menos. I don't think it's that good, honestly. But, I mean, you can be the judge of it. Just the autofocusing are one of those things that I definitely look at in a camera, and this is one of those things that I just don't think is very good in terms of the photo quality. Now, the worst thing about this phone, on top of the camera, on top of everything, would probably be the 2,300 mAh battery. For a phone with this big of a screen, AMOLED 1080p, with this type of specs, even though it's not crazy, having a 2,300 mAh battery in it is very, very small for an Android device. It sucks up a lot of power, and I don't think at the time people liked it, and I especially don't like it now because the battery definitely has deteriorated over 4 years. And throughout the time I had it, not only was using time very bad, but standby time was pretty bad too. And that's really how I would sum this thing up. I mean, it's very, very strange. I mean, the battery, they definitely dropped the ball, and the Nexus 6 was so much bigger, had a bigger battery, and that did have almost better battery life, but still, I don't understand why they put such a small battery in this. They could have put a 25, or they could have even put like a 2,700 mAh battery in here, been good, but 2,300 is pretty small. Now, some other notable things to note: this phone does not have a fingerprint sensor, like I said. It does have a headphone jack up top, very strange placement. It actually has front-facing speakers, which is very, very nice. I definitely appreciate that, and I'll take any sort of front-facing speaker or speakers rather than just having back-facing speaker or bottom-facing speaker. Front-facing speakers are always good. Like I said, it has different options for the back, so you can do leather or whatever. And I love the screen, and I think it's one of the better aspects of the phone. So is the Moto X 2014 worth it in 2018? I would say probably, if you're in the market of a very cheap phone. This thing has Android Marshmallow, and in that aspect, if you need something, you're on a budget, or your friend's selling it to you for really cheap, or you want to get a certified refurbished from the link down in the description, then yeah, I mean, it's not a horrible phone, but the battery life does kind of make me hesitant to recommend it, and it just seems like a very strange thing to get. Especially, I mean, I understand it has a very nice screen, it looks very, very nice, but looks can be deceiving, and the camera isn't good, like I said, and the performance is, you know, it's not bad, but really the battery life is the one thing that really kills it for me. But nonetheless, I didn't leave you guys hanging. I would probably recommend, in this price point, I would probably tell you to get a Samsung Galaxy S5. I understand it doesn't look as good or anything, but you're still kind of keeping that 5-inch Super AMOLED screen. You're actually getting a Super AMOLED screen on the Galaxy S5, giving up 0.2 inches, but it's really not that big. You also get a removable battery, and you also get a bigger battery life, and you get some water resistance in there too. So I would probably recommend that over the Moto X 2nd Gen, but there's tons of other options too. I will link both a Moto X 2nd Gen and a Galaxy S5 in the description below, so you guys can go ahead and go check it out. I would definitely appreciate if you guys get it through the links down in the description, so you guys can help out the channel at the same time. And like I said, you guys can go and do some research too, but if you ever want to go and get a phone or anything like that, please try to get it through the link below, so you can go help out the channel too at the same time. And it's completely free, like it doesn't cost you any money. As long as you get it through that link, then we all be happy, basically. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, please leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber we get really does count. We're really trying to get to 100 by the end of this year. If we can get that, dude, that'll literally be the greatest day of my life. Also, the second channel, like I said, I'm going to start getting more devices again, like I said, and I'm going to start rooting and custom ROMing them so you guys can go and kind of get a better idea of it. If you guys have any specific custom ROMs you guys want to see on this phone, leave it down in the comment section below. I'll go ahead and just post some videos on it. I don't want to like put a bunch of videos of this specific phone on this channel, but on the second channel I can go ahead and do it just because people can go on there if they want to. I cover a lot of topics on this specific channel, so it's kind of hard to just post videos on one specific phone on here where not a lot of people might want to see it. But on the second channel, I can definitely go and just post whatever on it. Definitely follow me on Twitter and Instagram, guys. Like I said, I'm going to do a second giveaway very, very soon. It's not even my second giveaway. I just shipped out the iPhone 6s. If you're seeing this today, then I just shipped it out today. But if you're seeing this after Monday, then I don't know what to tell you. But the next giveaway, I'm probably going to give away 3 iPhones, but we're just going to have to wait and see. I'm going to wait until the new iPhones come out. I can make videos about those, and then the next iPhones are going to go down in value, so I can go pick up a lot and then just give them to you guys, and we'll do another dope giveaway, and it'll be so much fun. So definitely stay tuned for that. But like I said, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. That'll mean so much. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.